Hi folks. Today what we're going to look at is taking records from a CSV file, um, reading them into a thing called a list, which is going to be stored in our program, ordering that list, and then writing out the list into a listbox GUI component, and writing that to a Word document as a report. Okay, let's get into it straight away. What I'm going to do first of all, I'm just going to go through the GUI, okay, and go through the code behind that. So if we have a quick look at this, okay, so here's our GUI components, okay. I'm just going to go through it row by row so everybody's clear with it. Okay, so first one, okay, it's a heading called statistics, and then if you look at statistics up here, yeah, in Arial 24 bold. Again, would have done that's very simple. Label, again, ordered reports here, okay, again, changing the Arial 14 bold. Okay, then we've got two buttons. We have an order by English mark, which is the one that we're going to be working with today. I've done a video on the order by average in another video there as well. And this is our list box. Okay, so what happens is our list box is going to be populated by the results. And how to create a list box. We create a variable. This could be anything. I've just called it iList equals list box, and it's just a capital L there. I put it in the root frame. I give it a height of 18 and a width of 40. And then I make sure that I do my dot grid on a separate line. So then I do ilist dot grid and I put it in row 4, column 0. And then obviously you can take up the space that you need. So that's where we're going to have it. So as I said, we're going to be looking at ordered by English mark. So if we have a look here, that's going to be associated with this button here, ordered by English mark, and then the command is sort by marks. Okay, now let's have a look at the text file that we're going to be looking at, or we're going to be working with, and here it is. Just minimize this. Okay, so records, they have the student ID, they have the first name, the surname, and then there's 3 marks. There's the English mark, the maths mark, and the science mark. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be ordering by the English mark. And the English mark is the first results, or the first number here. Now it's really important that you understand exactly what each element of your record stands for. And it's really important to understand the placings in your records. Now you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 placings in this record here. We're only interested in the 4th placing, but it's really important to note that this is the 0th position. This is the 1st, the 2nd, and this is the 3rd. Okay, remember, so in our records it may have 6 different pieces of data within the record. It's important to note this starts at position 0 just here. What are we going to be displaying? So we're going to be ordering by the English mark, and we're literally going to be writing a report based on the student ID, which is in position 0, and then the English mark, which is position 3. So let's go up and have a look at that there. So it is in this one here, okay? So the function is called sort students by marks, and the reason is to organize English student marks from largest to smallest, to display in the GUI, and to write to a file. So there's 3 things that we're going to be doing there. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to basically take the data that we want from the CSV file and put it into our program. And the information that we want is basically the records. So we're going to write all of the records from the CSV file, and we're going to write it back into our program. And what we're going to do is we're going to store it in this thing called a list. And the list that we're going to call this list student marks. Now it's important to note that these are square brackets here, okay, square brackets. So hopefully you can see that them being made there. And what we do is we open up our students.txt file, which I just showed you previously, and we open up in read, and we open up as a CSV file. Okay, we then place all of the data from the txt file into this variable called reader. Okay, now what are we going to do here? So let me just bring this down and move this across so I can explain it. So what happens then is all this data that you see here in students.txt is inside this reader variable. Okay, now then what we do is we create this loop. It's called a for loop. Now it'll be for row. Row is a variable, so for row in reader. Now as it goes through the students.txt file, row, the variable row, will literally take a record at a time. So the first time it loops through, row will take that record with all that data. Okay. Then when it loops through again, it'll take the data just here. When it loops through again, it will just take that data there, etc., etc., until it gets to the end of the file. Now, what we simply do is every time it goes through, basically what we're going to do is we're going to append, we're going to add the data into this students marks list. Now, the for loop will go through every record until it gets to the end, and once it gets to the end, it'll come out of the for loop, and then we simply close the CSV file. What I'm going to simply do there is I'm going to show you what it contains. So what student marks list contains. So if we run this program, okay, all right, okay, we're just going to click on English mark. Now you can see here, that our students mark list now contains all of the data from all of the records. Okay, now probably important just to I'll probably keep this open now at this point, because what we're going to do now is we're going to sort this. We're going to sort this one here. So we've got all the data into this student marks list. Okay, now we're going to sort it. So these are just the two simple lines to sort it. Firstly, we need to work out, well, what are we going to sort by? So we create this little variable called marks equals lambda student, and it's student 3. So what we're going to do is we're sorting on the third element of each record, and this is the first element of the record, second element of the record, sorry, this is the 0th element of the record, first element of the record, second element of the record, and as we talked about there, the English mark is the third element of the record. So every record we're going to be sorting on this third element, okay? So we create the variable called marks, which is going to be our key, okay? And all we simply do is we refer to the list, we do dot sort. The key that we're going to sort on is this third element, which is in this variable mark, and reverse equals true, which means that we're going to be ordering it from highest to lowest. So if we have a look at this there again, I'm going to show you the results of this. So I'm going to get rid of this print statement here. I probably should have copied and pasted that, but go string print student underscore marks. Okay, now when we run this one, okay, I click on the button. Okay, now we have a look here. Now look at the fourth element each time. So it's now 45. So 45 is the highest, then it goes, so look at the fourth element. So 45, then 41, and then we're on 29, 27, and then we go to 13, 12, and then 10. So we've ordered it. Okay, so we now have we've taken all of the records from the CSV file and we've ordered it based on the English mark. Okay, so now we have, as I said, as you can see in the comments there, we have the records from the CSV file. They have been ordered. We're now going to write this ordered list to a file. Okay, we're going to also display all the results in the list box that we created earlier on. So how are we going to do this? So the first thing we do is we're going to open up a file, a document. Now, not a TXT file, a Word document. And we're going to call it ordered report, and we're going to open up in W mode. Now, W mode means that it's going to write over whatever is there each time. So every time we run this, we're just going to create a new set of data. Okay, so if there was any updates to the last time we ran the report, then that updates will be taken into account. Obviously, the first line in our report, we're going to give the report name and say what the report name is. And these are /n/n. Now, these are just new lines. They're just formatting. I'll show you what that means there. We're also going to date our report. So we're going to go create this variable called now, and we use datetime.datetime.now. which gets the date and time. And we're going to just basically format that just to show the day, the month, and the year. Okay, so I just simply do this little write command, write the word date into our document, then put in the day, the month, and the year. And then we're going to put down 3 headings, because all I'm going to display is the position, yeah, so whether they're first, second, third, fourth, fifth in their class, their student ID, and then their marks, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this variable called position, and this is going to basically show what position each student came in terms of the class. Now obviously the first position is going to be position 1, okay? And what we're going to do is every time we go through the for loop, we're going to increment this by 1. So we'll show whoever came in second will get position 2, whoever came in third will get position 3, etc., etc., etc. So we're now going to, so as I said, we're now going to refer to this student marks list, okay? And this contains all the data from the CSV file, and it's now being ordered. And what's going to happen is I'm going to literally work my way through this in another for loop. Now the variable I is going to take on the first record in this student marks ordered list, okay? And all I simply do is write down the position that the student came in, and then I just do these tabs, okay? And you'll see that in a couple of seconds. Then I write down the first element of the record, which I always know is student, the student ID. I'm also going to write down the third element, which is in the 4th position, okay, which is the English mark. And then what I'm also going to do then is I'm going to insert all of that detail into the list box. Now you're seeing there, I probably I don't necessarily need to do that, but I'm just going to put in position is an integer, so I've got to write it as a string. The student ID, I don't need to do string here because it's already text, but I definitely need to do the string version of the English mark. Then I add position onto 1, so you'll go on to second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, as far as many records there are in the student marks list. So let's just run through this, okay? And we'll go through the Word document first, or actually we'll probably go through the list first because that's the first thing that you will see. So if I bring this up, okay, so student report by English marks. So let's have a look here. Let me just bring this down and just move this across. Okay, so you can see, hopefully you can see that every time I go through the ordered students mark list, I go ilist.insert, end, I go position, which is the word position, then I go the string of position, and as I said, that start's going to be 1, and you can see it's incremented by 1 every time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I do string I position 0, yeah, which is the student IDs. Then I write the word marks, yeah, and then I put in whatever's in the English mark position for those, and you can see they've been ordered from largest to smallest there. So yeah, so that's the list done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Word document. Okay, now the Word document, we're going to open it up. Okay, and this is automatically created for you. You don't need to create this. Let me just go OK, just on the Mac here. And you can see here we have the file's been opened. It's called ordered report. Let me just show you that's called ordered report up there. Okay, again, you don't have to create that. It'll automatically create it for you. Then these write commands literally just write the text for you. Whatever you want to write inside here, it'll write for you. So you can see report name, ordered report, which matches up to there. Then remember, I got my date and time. Yeah, okay, but all I want to do is I want to write the day, the month, and the year. So all I simply do is I write date. You can see date there. Then you say dot day, so now dot day. So it's the variable now dot day, which is the 21st. Then we do the now dot month, which is the 10th, and the now dot year, which is the 2018. Obviously, the only thing I haven't done is I haven't included that last slash there, which you probably need to do. Then I just put in my headings. Okay, so it's just a simple position, student ID, and marks. And all I'm using these tabs, just line it up nice and neatly for me. And then I literally go through my student marks list, yeah, which hopefully I've explained to you. I put in the position, which is 1, yeah, and then I tab across. Then I put in the student ID, and then I tab across twice, and then I put in the student marks. And then I use this new line to push it down onto the new line, and then I loop up again, and then I write the same thing again, and it'll have gone onto the different record every time. So I hope that you understand that, and hopefully you'll be able to apply that to your stuff. Thank you.